Hello everyone, this is Gage from Gondorian Smith, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another Third Aged Reforged online multiplayer battle replay. Now this one is actually a 2 versus 3 siege of Thranduil'S Halls. Yes, we are back once again on the Thranduil'S Halls map, but it's a very cool one, so I don't mind. And this one was actually sent in to me by Horsie YT, so a big thank you to him before we begin. And also, he actually does have a YouTube channel that he does upload Reforged videos on, so I will go ahead and put the link to that in the description below with all the other stuff. Anyway, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the army compositions, starting off with Horsie YT. And he's got one unit of Lang. I believe it's way back here. Yes. He's actually got one unit of Lang, which actually happens to be his general's unit. I don't see that. Well, I want to say I don't see that too often because it's more like the Lang are more of an Elder Way swordsman type unit, but I've actually seen the general of the Woodland Realms in a Lang unit a surprising amount of times. Anyway, he's also got 2 units of the Elder Council, who are of course a very deadly javelin unit, 2 units of Avari Elder Pikemen, who are very, very capable Elven Pikemen. They are very good, but they're also somewhat expensive, but not super expensive, I guess. Well, it just kind of depends on the amount of funds you actually have. They are low in numbers in the unit, though. You can see they've only got 97 in the unit. They're actually 1,000 florins each, I believe. You can get 2 of them before the price increase. He's got 4 units of Dirith, which are, of course, a sword and shield variant of like the Hirin Experiment or Lang Swordsman. He's got 1 unit of Bang, 2 units of Experiment, 1 unit of Elder Royal Council, who are an absolutely insane archer unit. They have seemingly an obscene amount of ammo. They also have really nice defense and attack values, and they're pretty much capable of taking out a ton of medium and low tier units without pretty much any help whatsoever at all. They're also very extremely deadly in melee. I believe he also has, yeah, he's got 1 of the Foresters of Haleth up there, a kind of like a ranger type archer unit. They're very lightly armored but can do a decent amount of damage, not too horrible in melee. We've got 2 really nice daggers actually that pull out once they're in melee. I believe he also has 1 unit of the Elder Royal Guard, I believe that's what they're called. It's just like this, but it has like a kind of like a glaive type weapon, who can pretty much take out an entire army by themselves, and they don't really seem to need to be supported to do it, unless it's like of course like a huge amount of troops that are trying to overwhelm them. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the second defender, and that is Shimura or Shimura. I don't know. I'm probably saying that wrong. He's commanding the army of the High Elves. He's got 2 units of Imladris guards, 1 unit of the Smiths of Erigin, which is the general unit, I believe. Yeah. He's also got 2 units of the Imladris Storm Guard, 2 Mythland Nobles, 2 units of Nortina Warriors, who I kind of like to bring the Boquendi over the Nortina Warriors just because the range is pretty much the same, and the Nortina Warriors are more expensive, and they seem to run out of ammo much quicker than the Boquendi. They might have a little bit more damage, missile damage overall, and obviously better melee and defense stats, but I like the Boquendi better. He's also got 2 units of the very fearsome Elder Way Archers. AP missile units are always, of course, very deadly. He's got 3 units of Elder Way Swordsmen hiding somewhere over here as well, and I'm pretty sure that might wrap up his army comp, although he also might have possibly some Sword Quendi or some Blade Masters hiding. And so these 3 attackers, this is a good versus evil, I forgot to mention, so that's always cool. The first of the 3 attackers is a Marty Greymantle. He's got 3 units of the Black Uryx of the Mountain. A nice mid-tier shock infantry unit, can do work pretty good against the mid to low tier units. However, against the elves, pretty much anything is going to struggle pretty hard, unless supported by some elites, which are of course back here. He's got 2 units of the Witch Realm Pikemen, not a bad pike unit, 2 units of Witch Realm Scourge Raiders, 2 units of the Guardians of Carndoom, who are also very feared, 1 unit of the Witch Realm Inquisitors, 1 unit of Troll's Moonbed, 1 Catapult, 1 unit of the Witch Realm Hammer Guard, and 1 unit of the Witch Realm Blackguard. And the Blackguard, yeah, is where his general is. You can see Azog there. I'm going to go to the second army, which is that of Mordor, being commanded by General WVPM. He's got, his general unit is that of the Melkor's Chosen. He's also got some Nazgul, 2 units of Orc Maulers, 2 units of Uryx, 2 units of Uruk Halberds, 1 unit of Mordor Bows, 1 unit of Temple Guard. He also has some Numenor and Shadow Guard, somewhere around here, probably hiding. He's got some Morgul Chosen, Lesser Balrogs. I always like to see them brought, but I know some people do not. He's also got over here some hidden units like the Numenor and Shield Guard, and maybe some other stuff. He's also got, like, oh, I think he also might have Sauron. And then, of course, he's also got the very fearsome Temple Inquisitors. And far over here on the, I guess technically the east side of this mini-map, we've got the final Gundabad army, which is being commanded by Brian. He's bringing 2 units of Guardians of Thranduil, 2 Gundabad Guard, 1 Witcher on Black Guard, which is where his general is, 1 unit Witcher on Hammer Guard, 2 Black Ark Warband, 2 Black Arks of the Mountain, 2 Radar Berserkers, 2 Witcher on Pikemen, a unit of the Trolls of Gundabad, and over here he's got his very, not great archer force. Really the only decent archer unit that Gundabad has to offer is the New Shadow Guard, which is hidden over here, along with some goblin trackers. I believe he also has some Snaga stalkers over here, and I am willing to bet that the other Gundabad player has these stalkers as well, because they are of course free. Now, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and start it off, and I'm pretty sure, like any battle that has elves in it, it's going to start off with the very long range skirmish fight, although I guess pretty much every fight begins with the skirmish phase. This is a rather dumb thing of me to say. Not a good target at all for these Foresters of Haleth to try to skirmish down these orc fodder. I mean, they'll be able to do it, but it's going to be a huge waste of ammo, so hopefully he will stop firing at them fairly quickly. Oh, I forgot. I don't think I mentioned that General WVPM has 3 units of orc fodder. Well, you know that now, because they're getting shot to death. Yeah, I really do hope that he stops firing at them, because that's not going to be very good for the defenders. Oh, yeah, would not like to be an orc fodder right now. Just slowly marching down this hill and just getting shot to death. That small wooden shield really not helping out at all. Probably not even gonna, probably, no, it looks like he stopped firing now, so a decent amount will actually be able to get in the fight. Snaga stalkers marching forward. Hopefully they will not get shot at either. Orc. Okay, so he's actually bringing up some relatively higher tier units like the Orc Maulers. I mean, they're higher than the Orc Fodder. They're better than them, of course. They're actually also AP, so they should be able to do decently if they're supported by the Orc Fodder. Looks like no one has moved out any hidden units yet, though. A lot of Snaga Stalkers as well, some Snaga Archers, it looks like. Yeah, more Snaga have been revealed from the Gundabad forces. Oh man, I really like the Balrogs that are the lesser Balrogs. They look very cool. Very expensive. I believe they're 2,200 florins, but they can obviously make the cost worth it if they're supported. You can actually see some Sauron's Will marching forward now, as well as some Numenor and Shadow Guard. I believe the Shadow Guard are from Brian. Here's the Mordor Shadow Guard, and yeah, there's the Shield Guard. So it looks like the attackers might be taking a pretty aggressive attack here. That's definitely a good idea. Try to rush all your units forward before they can get shot to death immediately. I mean, obviously you're going to have a tough time pushing through the elves in choke points like this, where things like the Imladris guards, which is a pike unit right here, and the Avari Elder pikemen can thrive. But if you put enough mass and maybe some units in shield wall with the Guardians of Thranduil, they should be able to push through relatively easily. You actually see the Hiri Dearth right here in front of these Avari Elder pikemen. Not a bad idea at all. It should shield them from most of the incoming archer fire from things like the Temple Guard, and especially from the Snaga archers and stuff like that. Let's take a look over here. He's got some Hiranek backed up by Hiri Dearth. Looks like there's some javelins back there as well. Mudder Stormguard, and okay, this is actually something I'm not too sure about. It looks like Shimmer, or the High Elves, is taking up a position up here with his archers. Now that's all fine and dandy, but the thing is, I'm not sure if the attackers are able to push through here quick enough. I'm not sure if these archers will be able to get off the mountain soon enough to get back there. I believe I actually forgot, yeah, I think I did, that both of the defenders have 1 unit of cavalry. The High Elves have like a unit of Imladris cavalry, which is a very fast shock cavalry kind of type unit. And then I believe that the Woodland Realms has a unit of the Elder King's Guard. Well, I think that's what they're called. They're just they're just the mounted elk unit. Better than the other one though. I don't know what's going on right now. I can't remember the names of the units. I'm sorry. So the Mithlond nobles right here are setting up the first wave of defense. However, I don't think they're going to get engaged right away by these orc fodder. Probably the orc fodder are just sitting here to prevent any elves charging down and flanking the units over here. And they're also, of course, probably trying to tempt the elves into firing at them. However, these Nortina warriors are obviously not going to fire at them, hopefully. Actually, looks like the two Mithlond nobles are going to charge down. Doesn't seem like the best thing to do to me, but whatever. Should be able to obviously take them out. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, it's not going to go very well for the orc fodder. You can actually see some orc maulers back in the background and some Snaga stalkers marching forward. So they're going for the main gap in the right there. Mithlond nobles are, of course, a vanilla unit. That's pretty cool, but I believe they're going to be replaced. I believe they're still going to technically be in the game, but I don't think they're going to be called Mithlond nobles anymore. Pretty sure I heard somewhere that it's just going to be like the if you give them an armor upgrade, they'll turn into these Imladris Stormguard, which I actually think is really cool. 2 units of Mithlond nobles, going to be obviously more than a match for these orc fodder who seem to be retreating. Backed up by some Snaga stalkers who are just sitting there. Yeah, looks like mostly the attackers are just bringing up some more units. However, right here, actually, they have engaged in the fight. You see some Snaga stalkers, a lot of Snaga stalkers, actually, all fighting against some Hiridirth and Hiranek who are back in check out. Very nice. That actually looks quite cool. I might even have to put that as a screenshot. Who doesn't like Snaga in the screenshot or in the thumbnail? Can't speak today, I'm sorry. Anyway, I do also apologize for not actually having uploaded a video in quite some time. I believe my last one that I uploaded was on Christmas morning, maybe? So that's obviously quite a long time ago. I do apologize. I usually try to get one out once a week. This time it's been a little bit longer, but I've just been very busy with all of the New Year's stuff and everything like that, all the Christmas, hang out with family and all that stuff, all that good stuff. But I'm back now. Should be back to uploading once a week at the least. I actually got Empire Total War and Total War Attila recently, so I may actually be uploading some videos of that in the near future. I think, yeah, I actually got the 1212 AD mod for Attila, so that should be fun. But obviously my main thing is going to be Reforged. I definitely like this much better than those other 2 games. However, the other 2 are not bad at all. You can see the Orc fodder just sitting here, preventing these Hiridirth and Elves from charging out and silencing the low-tier Snaga archers right here. But because the Avari Elder Pikemen are behind the Hiridirth, they shouldn't take too many casualties. I really do hope, though, that the defenders are not going to consider firing at the Snaga archers, because that would be a huge waste. Especially because you can see some of the more mid-tier units being brought forward by the attackers like the Uruks, as well as the Black Uruk Warband. We'll look over here. Looks like the Mithlond nobles have retreated back to their usual spot. Gonna take some skirmish fire, but not gonna really suffer any casualties from that because they do have shields. And yeah, looks like the orcs are just kind of sitting here waiting their time, biding their time. So I thought it was going to be a very fast-paced advance, but I guess not. Also, yeah, I think I already mentioned that I will put Horsie YouTube channel link in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. I believe he titled this Replay THRANDUIL'S Last Stand, so I can go ahead and put that as a title. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll just say that. See here, and really just slaughtering these poor Snaga stalkers. Spearmen really aren't that great in the game at getting kills. However, against low tier units like the Snaga stalkers, they will actually get a decent amount of kills. We can actually see though that a relatively decent, well, I don't know, a decent amount of them actually have, of the elves have fallen to the low Snaga stalkers. But again, that didn't happen really. Looks like the fight at the... Nope, I was going to say that might have begun, but nope. Oh, okay, over here on this flank, the Mithlond nobles have now begun their fight against now some a little bit sturdier enemies like the Black Uruk Warband, backed up by some Snaga stalkers and actually by some Orc Maulers. These Orc Maulers will be able to do very, very well paired with the Black Uruk Warband because the Mithlond nobles have very high defense values, no AP, so they will actually fall relatively quickly to the combined might of these units, especially because the Maulers are actually AP. Looks like some of them are actually just pushing their way through right there. So the High Elves are definitely going to have to commit some units over here if they want to hold it. You can actually see some archer fire from the Noratina warriors has begun to try to help out these Mithlond nobles. They're doing much better. This unit's doing, I was going to say much better, but not really doing that much better. I mean, this unit is doing not good at all. They're already down to 60, only 60 men left in the unit. You can actually see that the Elden Way, one of the 3 Elden Way swordsmen is about to be committed down here. And while they will be able to get a lot more kills probably than the Mithlond nobles, they will be a lot more susceptible to the incoming Snaga archer fire. They'll take a lot more losses to that. Actually, so, yeah, the Northern warriors are starting to take their toll on the orcs. Brian and Marty Greymantle are going to take a decent amount of casualties from those Northern warriors. Oh, Uruk halberds are actually being committed over here as well. They will, of course, be very easily skirmished down. And they also are AP, but they will definitely struggle against the Elden Way swordsmen. We'll take a look over here now. More units just kind of standing here. Over here, the fight's still going on with all the Snaga stalkers and the orc fodder. You can watch this. You can watch a lot of the Snaga getting butchered. I'm very, very excited for the Point of Impact patch to come out. I think it's going to be very, very good. Really excited to get my hands on all the new factions. Just silently watching the Snaga die. That's kind of how it works in sieges sometimes. But actually, it does look like over here the fight at the main gate has begun. I don't know if the Hiradirth kind of charged out. It looks like they kind of, maybe a little bit, or if the orc fodder engaged the fight, I do not know. However, because the Hiradirth are slowly creeping forward in shield wall, the Avari Elder Pikemen are going to be kind of left in the dust, and the protection of those Dirith's shields will no longer be available to them. So you can actually see that they're going to take a little bit more skirmish fire and probably take a few more losses, or a few more losses than they would have normally, but then again, the Snaga archers are by no means a high tier archer. They're not going to use too much. Actually, see the Black Arcs of the Mountain have had just a terrible time of it coming down this hill. You can see a lot of them were skirmished down right here, just in that one little pile. They're actually down to what, I saw you down to 100. And they started like 160 something. Yeah, this unit's at 166. So 2 units of Black Arcs of the Mountain now being brought forward. And we'll take a look over here. So, oh yeah, the Mithlond nobles, there's only 1 unit left. A unit of Stormguard has been committed, as well as the Nortina warriors who, like I said, run out of ammo very quickly. And the Elder Way swordsmen. See, this is why I bring the Bowplenty over the Nortina warriors, because they just run out of ammo so quickly. Nortina warriors Bowplenty can actually fire for quite some time, quite a long time. Not an insane amount of missile damage, and obviously they're not nearly as good in melee, but they do, of course, have the extreme range and accuracy of the elves. So, not like the Snaga archers. The low tier units of even the low tier units, archer units of the elves are remarkably good. You actually see that the Avari Elder Pikemen are charging out. Not that good of an idea, personally. Well, to my mind anyway, just because the pikemen are now actually out of guard mode and spear wall formation, so they're not going to be able to kind of help each other out. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I mean, there are only fighting Snaga stalkers and orc fodder, so. Over here, though, the Hiranex spearmen have taken not terrible losses, but they are slowly getting whittled down. However, they have obviously taken out a ton of the orc fodder and Snaga stalkers. Actually, looks like some Snaga archers that were out of ammo were committed as well. Yeah, it looks like most of the Snaga archers are now out of ammo. Elder Enway archers are now up here on this mountainous wall, firing at something. Probably at these. Oh yeah, Saurons will be a very good target. Orc maulers, yeah, the Saurons will be a very good target. They do have hit points, however, they are a shock infantry unit with obviously have no shields, so they will take some pretty horrendous losses from archers, especially that of the Elder Enway. Looks like some Mogul Chosen are marching forward as well, some shield guard. They will fare much better to the missile fire, however, as spearmen they will not get very many kills. That's something that I am excited about for the new patch, because spearmen are much more in it. But I won't say anything more about that. officers look very cool. Actually, it looks like they aren't taking too much skirmish arrow fire. Maybe the archers, maybe the elves are waiting until these guys get in melee, because obviously in melee they can't really stay in loose formation that effectively. So once they get in melee, then they will be very easily skirmished down. Over here, though, the High Elves have kind of regained control of this fight. However, it looks like most of the Nortino warriors have fallen. There are only 16, and pretty much all of the Mithlond nobles. Stormguard and Elrenway swordsmen are holding very strongly, though, against the Uruks and Halberds. It looks like there's also some Black Uruks and Mountain in there as well. I think we'll watch this fight for a while. But yeah, since I do have Total War Attila and Empire Total War, just let me guys know if you want me to do any videos of them. I probably will in the future, but if you guys have any specific things, I'll definitely do so. Also, the same goes for Reforged. I kind of want to do a Orthanc battle with like a Rohan versus Isengard. Kind of like a siege, but I guess Orthanc is not too easily sieged because there's only one gate. And if you want to get any other entrance into the citadel, then you have to do it by using a catapult, which wastes a lot of ammo. But we'll see how it goes. I could just do something like making only one of the Isengard, probably 3 defending armies, be allowed to be inside Orthanc, and the 2 might have to be outside. Yeah, should be cool. Should be cool. You might try to actually play that battle later today. I don't know. Oh, man, I don't know if that was an Uruk Halberd or an Uruk, but he just got spin twisted. So I'm sorry, sometimes I can't speak English. So yeah, the High Elves did actually have some hidden Silver Blade Masters. You can see them committed to the fight now. Probably not entirely, well, actually I take it back, it kind of was necessary to fight against these very healthy Black Uruks in the mountain. The Cinder Blade Masters are of course still very strong, 42 attack, 42 defense, so they will be able to take out these Black Uruks in the mountain without too much trouble, especially in this trip, and being supported by the units. I'd like to see how many kills the Elderly Swordsmen and Cinder Blade Masters actually get here, as well as those here in experiment over there. Siren's Will still at 93, but have not been committed yet. They're chanting. Oh my goodness. See, this is why you do not charge out. You can see his Hiri Dirith here and his Avariala Pikemen have been outflanked, which is going to cause these units to be completely destroyed. So this is why you should not charge out of choke points like that when you have the obvious advantage of being able to hit that choke point with pikes and swords. And actually, you can see that the Uruks and Orc Models are trying to flank around this other unit here, Spearman here. No, just here. But the Hirinek should be able to do it, should be able to prevent that, especially with the help of these Foresters and Hailers who are out of ammo. But it's definitely not good that the defenders are running out of ammo so quickly, but again, that's pretty much inevitable. I really do like the daggers there that the Foresters and Hailers have. Probably modeled after the daggers of Tariel, that's what they remind me of anyway. From the Hobbit movies. I was actually saying more Elderly Swordsmen being committed here. Probably not entirely necessary, but you can see that they actually are pushing very hard here. So they'll probably actually be able to. They're neat here. Black Uruks the Mountain are actually a few of them sneaking through, but the elves should be able to hold there. Let's take a look over here at what's going on with the Snaga Stalkers and Oak Fodder. Nothing new. Hirinek still fighting against low tier stuff. Just trash, really. Hear it bang there. Yeah, and all these pikemen and Dirith have been disarmed and taken out. So definitely not good. There's a lot of Black Uruks in the mountain here. Not bad, but they will get taken out by the Elderly Swordsmen. However, they are backed by some Siren's Will, so that's good. Unfortunately, for the defenders, there's really no way for them to kind of target the attackers here from anything behind. So if they want to skirmish down these forces, you can see they're actually trying to do it. They're going to have to get to the edges of this crevice right here in order to fire down. However, you can see that a lot of the arrows actually just were shot straight into the ground. However, if I've found that you can actually get something like the Elder Council just right up here on the edge and just be able to throw javelins down. I don't know. I mean, these elves are getting pushed hard right here. You can see there's actually only like one little point right here that the Hirinek Experiment are still holding strongly anyway. All the way around, they're kind of getting pushed back on the 2 flanks. Shield Guard look like they're going to be committed. Balrogs are moving in. There's actually some Temple Guard and Rudar Berserkers. Ooh, not looking too great for the defenders. I mean, right here they're still doing fairly decently, fairly well, but the Elven Swordsmen are down to 42, Stormguard are at 36, and the Cinderblade Masters are still at 75, but they're about to be attacked by some pretty high tier stuff like the Morgul Chosen and some very, very deadly Root Hour Berserkers. Not going to be very fun for those elves up there. Oh, yeah, probably the elves are going to have to send some more units over here. It's a little hard to find a good camera angle sometimes on this map just because there's so many trees, so I do apologize about that. But, not a whole lot I can do about that. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I can see that the flanks here are starting to thin for the defenders. Set up right here. Oh, and looks like the Numenor Shield Guard have gone to Shield Wall, and they're going to try to do what things like the Guards of Orthanc and Guardians of Carndoom do very, very effectively, and that is just push through units while in Shield Wall. You can see they're actually doing it to some effectiveness right here, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it to as well as the Guardians of Carndoom. See, looks like they're actually doing it very well. You can see they're just pushing straight through this Hearing Neck, causing them to be separated and then stun locked to death. So definitely the defenders are going to have to come up with some more stuff down there. And the thing is, if you lose one of these 3 choke points, of these outer choke points as a defender, you pretty much are going to have to retreat everything into the inner cave citadel if you want to stay alive, if you want to continue the fight for any length of time. Because if they're able to push through one area, that means they can just sweep around to all the other ones and take out all the units. However, it looks like the elves are not noticing that how hard they're being pushed right here, because they're not bringing forward anything at all. They're not even firing any arrows. Even though these Elder Council are positioned perfectly to do so, they're not actually firing any arrows. Okay, yeah, it looks like they are going to commit some Sindar Blade Masters, but that's not going to be enough. I would seriously consider bringing forward my Elder Palace Guard. I mean, it's not great to commit elites that early on, but when it's this harrowing of a situation, I would definitely consider it. And see if these Black Earthsmen are marching forward unmolested pretty much. They take it back, they took a brutal charge from the Sindar Blade Masters, but they still did open up a decent hole here. So if the attackers are able to exploit this, they may be able to pretty much crush the entire outer defense of the walls. Oh man, those Black Earths are just getting butchered by the Sindar Blade Masters, who are of course still very deadly. Oh, nice javelins there from the Elder Council. Still one small pocket of foresters, Elder Swordsmen who are doing well. Very small, but nonetheless might be able to do decent. Witchrealm Scourge Raiders now being brought forward. These guys are AP, very deadly in melee, very susceptible to skirmish skirmish units just because they don't have any shields, but we'll see how they can do. You can see these Herodiath are trying to plug up the hole that was created over here by the Black Urks and now by the Scourge Raiders, but I do not know if they'll be able to hold it. Oh man, those poor Black Urks were just butchered so quickly by these Sindar Blade Masters. There's actually only 41 Black Urks left. Scourge Raiders may be able to do a little bit better, but still not very much better because these Sindar Blade Masters are just Javelin's gonna rack up a lot of nice kills right there, positioning a very nice hill. Smiths of Eregion kind of marching around. We'll look over here actually. Okay, my goodness. The Melkor's Chosen, Lesser Balrogs, there's just a ton of good units over here that have pretty much entirely crushed the defense of Shamira on this flank. Looks like the just combined weight of the Morgul Chosen with all of the very high tier units right here were just able to overwhelm the defenders. You can actually see some Elden Way archers were committed, Stormguard are pretty much all gone. It looks like the Imladris Cavalry is trying to help out by cycle charging, but it's really not going to do much. We also got to be careful of those stakes on the way back. Oh, looks like the Temple Inquisitors are here. No wonder that this flank here was crushed so quickly. They've got a ton of elites right here. I don't know if they're going to try to hold this. It looks like they might, but the thing is, one unit of Sindar Blade Masters isn't going to do too much. If they want to hold this, then the High Elves are going to have to commit some very expensive units over here, like the Phallus Lords and Elven Way Swordsmen and the like. However, it looks like they're not going to do that. Instead, they're just going to retreat, and those Cinder Blade Masters may just be a complete waste to commit over here. Because they're just going to get surrounded and killed very quickly. Oh, now some more cavalry now by Marty Greymantle, being brought forward, some Witchrealm Inquisitors, and some Numenorean Shadow Guard going up there as well. There's actually some trolls being committed a lot now. There's some trolls of Gundabad from General WVPM being committed to this middle fight, which is being now helped out by the Imladris guards, but I don't know. I just don't know. Because now the thing is, they might be able to hold this point now, but because this whole section of the defense has been brought low, it means they're going to not only have to defend this big, long choke point, but they're also going to have to somehow defend this huge whole hill, because the attackers can just go all the way around it, go up it, and then just come all the way down and surround everything. So they're going to have to seriously consider pulling a lot of their units back here. Maybe not into the caves quite yet, however it looks like they might be doing so, but they could set up a nice defense right here if they wanted to do so. So yeah, it looks very, very bad for the defenders right now. You can see that the even though the Imladris guards and Cinder Blade Masters are holding strong still, the Hiri Dirith were just not able to cope with the combined forces of these trolls of Gundabad, Witchrealm Scourge Raiders, and all the other units that are here. Over on this flank, it looks like, yeah, it looks like Horsie Hawks very wisely took away all of his defending units here, leaving behind only one complete unit here in Experiment to buy his units time to retreat. Oh, this unit of Hiri Bang just taking a terrible charge right there from the Trolls of Gundabad. Looks like the Imladris Cavalry are trying to help them out, however, Cavalry is not going to be very good at all in melee against Trolls, because I believe most, if not all, Trolls have a bonus fighting Cavalry. So, Trolls are actually a semi-decent way of running down enemy cavalry if you are playing as a faction as Trolls. Looks like Elder Council may be trying to buy time for these Imladris Guard to escape. However, the Imladris Guards are, looks like they're just running through the Witchrealm Scourge Raiders here, so they're going to take some unnecessary casualties while retreating. There's still a small pocket of Elder Way Swordsmen and Forces of Haylith that were here from the very beginning. Let's take a look over here, because the cavalry of the attackers, if used correctly, will be very, very good. Will be a very good way of taking out some of these retreating units. I actually did not even realize. I think the Nazgul might have been fighting on that flank too. Yeah, because one of them was bloodied up. So no wonder the High Elves were just insta-wrecked right there. I definitely like the aggressive play right there of General WVPN. He pretty much committed all of his elites. I mean, he did take some casualties, but it was definitely worth it, in my opinion. Elder Kingsguard now, running around. Yes, that's what they're called. The Elder Kingsguard is the cavalry unit. The Elder Palace Guard is the melee unit. Looks like there's actually the Temple Guard that are out of ammo. Are committed. Not quite as good in melee as the Temple Inquisitors, but still very, very deadly in melee. Okay, so it does look like the, did I say that Horsie Hawks has 2 units of Woodland Patrol? Because I knew that he did, I just didn't say it apparently. But yeah, so it looks like the defenders will be able to run away most of their units in time. However, just like always, there are going to be a few semi-stupid units that apparently cannot run across this bridge. However, some of them might be able to figure out in time. Elder Kingsguard. I would consider leaving the Elder Kingsguard out here. I mean, sure, they're probably going to get run down eventually, but you might as well just try to get some charges off, because they're not going to be doing any wonders in the actual Citadel. Melkor's Chosen now down to 11. General WVPM should try to be a little bit careful with this unit, because it is, of course, his general. So if his general is taken out, that's not going to be good. There's actually a decent amount of the Trolls and even a Balrog were actually taken out by the Imladris Cavalry. Yes, the cycle charges of the Imladris Cavalry and the Elder Kingsguard are just working wonders against these Melkor's Chosen and the Lesser Balrog. Because if they're able to take out the General of Mordor and even a few of these Lesser Balrogs, it's definitely going to be very, very good for the defenders. Let's take a look at the percentage. Looks like it's at 59% enemies to 56% allies, so very, very close so far. Temple Inquisitors, or no, Witchrealm Inquisitors, sorry. cutting down looks like the last of the Imladris cavalry. And all across the board right now, it looks like the defender's outer defense is just going to be, is just starting to get swept away. Let's take a look at these here in experiment. So yeah, it looks like they were taken out by the Rudar Berserkers. They eventually got taken out by the Snaga. There's a few Snaga left. Looks like some Goblin Trackers, Pork Fodder. Yeah, the Rudar Berserkers were just really able to push straight through these here in experiment. Rudar Berserkers are, of course, very, very elite, very good. AP and melee, multiple hit points, and a shield. So, very hard to skirmish down with anything except for maybe javelins. Temple Guard looks like they might be trying to chase down the King's Guard. They're not going to be very effective at it. They're pretty slow. Well, I mean, they're a foot unit. Lesser Balrogs will be able to chase down the other King's Guard eventually because they're a troll unit. They're very big and fast. However, that will allow Horsie Hawks to try and charge them from just turn around and charge them, which I would consider doing actually, just because the Balrogs are positioned. It's very nice to take a charge on them. Woodland Patrol tried to pull off a nice ambush here, but we're just absolutely just pushed through and completely ignored by the Melkor's Chosen and the Lesser Balrogs. This is actually a very smart move that I did not see coming at all. These two units of Woodland Patrol, I thought they were going to retreat as well, but no. These instead decided to try and ambush these very elite units, try to take them out before any reinforcements come over to help them out. I don't think they're going to be able to, I don't know if the Woodland Patrol used to, or maybe they still do, have a bonus against cavalry, but if they do, it's not showing right now, because they're just getting butchered by the 10 Melkor Chosen. That just proves how powerful cavalry is in the patch. Just absolutely wrecking all of these Woodland Patrol, even though they were ambushed by them. Oh, would not, yeah, jeez. Woodland Patrol fighting hard against these Lesser Balrogs, trying to shave off some of those hit points and defense values. Or King's Guard still just kind of running around. They're not really in a very good formation though, so I'm not sure if they're going to charge it off. There's still these three poor dumb little elves. All of the Palace Guard looks like. Probably not going to be able to get across the bridge. And over here you can just see that all the attackers are kind of trying to reform their lines and prepare for the assault on the inlet chambers. I assume there was a no artillery rule because in a 2 versus 3 siege it seems pretty rare to not have one single piece of artillery. So I'm just going to assume that there was a no arty rule. Oh yeah, Woodland Patrol not having a very good time of it. This unit's actually still just kind of sitting here. And this one's not facing the Balrogs. Oh man, these poor Woodland Patrol are having a lot of troubles. This one's charging now. They might be able to take it out with charge. No, charging now. And now they're gonna get surrounded by the old fodder and take it out. Poor Woodland Patrol. They were so brave. They thought they were gonna be cool, but they didn't do anything really at all. You can see some more units being brought over there to try to take out the last of the Woodland Patrol, but it's probably unnecessary. Ignoring Shadow Guard, Temple Guard. Over here, looks like the King's Guard were able to take out the Witch Realm Inquisitors. There's still 5 of them left. But that's pretty much that. Yeah, that's all of the cavalry of the attackers. If they're able to take it out completely, looks like they weren't able to do so. But 4 Witch Realm Inquisitors won't do too much other than slow down the King's Guard. So if he's able to run these guys away and maybe hide them somewhere for later in the battle when these units are trying to cross the bridge or something, or if he sees an opportunity to charge these skirmishers or anything kind of squishy like that, it'd be very, very good. If he could try to maybe charge these Nazgul who are down to 7. I don't know if... I think this was on large settings, so maybe 7 was the standard actually. Here's some chanting with the Sauron's Will. Oh yeah, that's some nice chanting. Good job. Still a decent amount of Mordor chosen, not very many Uruks. Looks like Mordor has a fairly large amount of elites left, but I don't think he has that many supporting units like Uruks or Mordor Mornon Uruks or anything like that. So I don't know how this is gonna go. I like how the Mordor Mornon bows and Uruks look. I like the red under garments. Look very nice to me. Slowly marching through the forest, probably just aching to end this battle so they can eat all the dead elves that are left over. that are just sitting here right now. Maybe these stalkers are taking a quick bite. I don't know. I don't know if they have to cook it or not. Probably not. Oh yeah, there's still a lot of elites. Brian has a lot of elites. Like he's got like 2 units of Guardians of Carndoom, Gundabad Guard. Haven't fought at all. He's got Witch Realm Blackguard, Witch Realm Hammer Guard. Oof. There's 2 units of Witch Realm Blackguard that haven't even been engaged in melee whatsoever. I believe it's the same story for the 2 units of Witch Realm Hammer Guard. Oof. I don't know. This is going to be difficult. You can see the attackers are reforming their lines. I do not think the defenders have enough, personally. I mean, they have the advantage of just holding this, only having to hold this 1 gate, but I just do not know if they have enough. I mean, if the Elder Palace Guard and Elder Royal Council and like the Smiths and everything are able to hold this choke point for long, they may be able to just outlast. No, because it's not a time. I don't know what I'm saying, but I don't think that they have enough to be able to completely take out all of the attackers, mostly just because the attackers have so dang many elites. Especially, what's going to cause them a lot of troubles are the Guardians of Carndoom and the Gundabad Guard, who can go into the shield wall and just do the shield wall push, because they'll be able to push straight through even the even things like the Elder Royal Council and the Elder Palace Guard. I just don't know if the defenders actually have enough. You can see that it's still very close percentage-wise, but the defenders are starting to lose it now. I didn't even see this like 3rd unit of Elder and Swordsmen. Must have retreated a long time ago. Oh, are they really gonna do this? Are they really going to only put a couple units here and to hold the gate? Not even holding the gate, they're gonna retreat all the way this far back? I don't know what the reasoning behind this is, but I'm sure they do have some reasoning. Maybe they're just trying to open up some shots for these Elder Council and Elder Way Archers, but I don't know. I don't know. They're still gonna get pushed through. It's just kind of essentially spreading their forces even thinner and make it easier for the attackers. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know. I've said I don't know like 9 times in a row. Oh, no, what is going on? Did you lose Micro on his Elder Palace Guard? That's a terrible unit to lose Micro on. They're so incredibly elite. They can kill so many things. He needs to pull them back before it's too late. I mean, they're only getting attacked right now by Goblin Trackers who are actually wavering. But I mean, if the attackers bring anything else in here, I do not know what's going on. Please move them. Thank you. Oh man, that would not have been good if he just left them out there. Took out a decent amount of those Goblin Trackers actually, but again, that's unsurprising. Goblin Trackers are pretty terrible, and the Elder Palace Guard are of course very, very deadly. Nortino Warriors, looks like they're using fire ammo, probably trying to rout these units of Goblin Trackers, but even if they do rout, they have so many men left in the unit, they're probably going to come back anyway. I would definitely just wait and conserve the ammo for these, something like the Rudar Berserkers, especially because the flank is being exposed right now to the Nortino Warriors. But again, you also would want to consider saving ammo for the Witch Realm Hammer Guard, who have no shields whatsoever, so I don't know. I would probably fire a few volleys here, but I would not fire that many. I would definitely not use fire there, no. So back here looks like back here's where they've got most of their forces. Elder and Way Swordsmen, here you Lang, here you Bang, Elder Way Archers, Elder Council, and Elder Royal Council. Don't know why he's using fire ammo, but whatever. Looks cool. And I always like that. Fire arrows do look very cool. Look very spiffy. Oh my gosh. There's just so many orcs. So many orcs. There's like 4 units, I think, of Guardians of Carndoom who haven't even seen a battle yet. I wonder where the cavalry is. Oh. Oh, here it is. Looks like, yep, there's just 4 left. They were taken out by some by some Snaga archers and Witcher on Pike. Snaga Stalkers gonna get taken out relatively quickly by the Imladris Guards and Phallus Lords. Over here, though, the Hiridirith and the High Elves of Imladris will struggle against these Lugar Berserkers, even though there's only, what, about 100 of them combined. They still will struggle, especially because the Lugar Berserkers have hit points and are AP. But, I mean, they have been fighting for some time, so they might drop relatively quickly. For a unit of Lugar Berserkers, that is. I don't mean like they're gonna drop like instantaneous, like Snaga Stalkers against them or anything like that. But yeah, so far it's been a very, very cool battle, very close, very nice. The Lugar Berserker is not having a very fun time of it, but now getting shot in the back by the Nortino Warriors. Again, I mean, fire arrows do more damage and they look cool, but they're also less accurate. I mean, accuracy with an elf is usually not an issue, but I would still just use the normal arrows myself. One Black Urk of the Mountain. What a brave soul. He's the last man in his unit, but he still wants to fight. So is he. There's 2 units of Black Urks that are just... they're the last person in their unit. Wow, okay. I would charge into that pike wall if I was the last one. I would just if I was this Black Urk, I would dive into this water and I would swim. I would swim all the way over here, climb up this wall using my orc strength, my goblin climbing skills, and start hacking these, and I would start hacking these archers. But then again, if something that miraculous could happen, they would probably just see me shoot me. Actually, no. If I was if I was that Urk, I would just like climb on all these bridges because they look cool, and I would want to go up there. Actually, looks like he's being committed. He is going to charge into a pike wall. Yeah, you can do it, man. You can do it. These guys are not in guard mode, so they're going to lose their speed wall formation. And there he goes. He died on the charge. He did not get a kill. There's still this one though. Goblin trackers. I think I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up because there's really nothing that fancy going on. Just a slow assault. Oh, these Witcher Skirder are just taunting the Imladris guards and the Phallus Lords just right there. Oh, I don't mean to go up that slow. Go ahead and put out 2 things. So some Witcher pikemen might be thinking about coming in. Yes, they are in fact coming in. Looks like they're gonna go over. No, thought they were gonna go fight against the Imladris Guard and Smiths of Erigin, but no, they're not. Probably they're going to. Oh my, yeah, it looks like they might. I would keep putting the pressure on here because the Berserkers have really done a number on the defenders right there. Pikemen taking arrow fire. The Outer Royal Council will be able to fire for a very long time. We've got to tell them off. But again, I don't know. I would definitely take off the fire arrows and maybe wait to fire at some elite, maybe more elite units, but it doesn't matter. Still looks very, very epic. Pike on pike battle going on right now. Oh my gosh, the taunting of these Witcher Scourge Raiders is starting to get on my nerves. It sounds so weird. Oh boy. Yeah, Hiridirith. Looks like they're pretty much done taking out the Lugar Berserkers, but at a very, very heavy cost. Stalkers coming in. Okay, now the other Black Urk is going to charge into a pike wall. You are a good man. Good Urk. And he died. Goodbye. Come on, Witcher pikeman, where were you? Should have helped that man out. That Urk. I don't know why I keep calling him a man. Witcher pikeman will have a difficult time against the Imladris Guard. Obviously. Imladris Guards are a very, very good pike unit. I think they're like 1,400 florins each. You can bring to them before the price increase, but unless it's a very high florins game, which I'm assuming this was just based off the incomes, it was rather difficult to bring to use of them. Unless, well, I guess the armies weren't too insanely elite. They probably just, it looks like the elves just didn't have that. So they didn't have full stacks, really. Which, yeah, that happens often. Maybe if they went for a little bit, maybe if the elves went for a little bit less quality and a little bit more quantity, they might have been able to fare a little bit better. You can actually see, whoa, those patrol pikemen took a lot of skirmish fire. But, yeah, I would probably have brought, probably would have been better to bring some, like, Limb and Long Spears, Forest Bladesmen, things like that. Oh, 2 units of Gundabad Guard here, actually, pushing through the Guardian Elder Pikemen and Shield Wall, and behind them they only got Elder Council, who look like they're going to try to throw javelins, but not going to be very effective at it, because they are actually going to be engaged in melee. But yeah, not good for the defenders. It looks like Horsie might try to retreat these guys. Not a bad idea. Try to get them into a better position to actually throw their javelins for a length of time. But I would not, at this point, I would not commit these guys. I would keep them here and wait. I would keep them here and just wait, because at least here you're close to the rest of the reserves, which it looks like they are going to do. So that's a good idea. Norwegian warriors out of ammo, going to be committed in melee. And over here we've got the Fallis Lords, who are now going to, they're going to be harder to push through, but you can see they're still getting pushed through. Just proving how powerful the shield wall push is. Hopefully that's something that they'll fix in the next patch. So it's a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Poor Fallis Lords. Still good, but spearmen in general, like I said a number of times, aren't super great. Mostly they're just kind of, right now anyway, they seem kind of like they're just a big shield, because they don't really get that many kills, but they can hold for a decent time. Well, I just saw Gundabad Guard take out a Fallis Lord, so I bet he's happy. But then again, I mean, spearmen are not offensively oriented. They're not supposed to get a ton of kills. But I mean, just elite spearmen in this current patch seem to not get very many kills for what they are. I mean, like, for spearmen. Obviously, spearmen should never get like a ton of kills. Okay, yeah, looks like the Numenor and Shadow Guard are trying to get in here to fire their arrows, but it's not going to be very effective. They're just going to get skirmished down pretty quickly by the defenders, who I assume are going to be running out of ammo very quickly here. The Elder Council are actually trying to get into position to throw the javelins into the back of the Gundabad Guard. Very smart idea, but they're getting shot point blank right now by the Numenor and Shadow Guard. So they looks like they're actually retreating. How unfortunate. Yeah, the Elder Royal Council, I should say, are now out of ammo. Archers, maybe, I don't know. Trolls are here. There's Gundabad. Yeah, so I think, yeah, the replay was called THRANDUIL'S, so I'll just go ahead and call it that for the time. Because, it's a cool name for it. It's a cool name for it. And it's what Horsie came up with, so I'd like to oblige him by calling it what he named it. Ooh, these Smiths of Eregin, not even being backed up by the Imladris guards who are marching away, are going to get instantly pushed through by these 2 units of Guardians of Carnarvon. This is 300 Guardians of Carnarvon here. You can see they're just pushing through these Smiths of Eregin like they're not even here. This is going to mean the death of the High Elves of Imladris. You can see him standing right there, as his whole bodyguard unit around him is here being just absolutely butchered. Oh, man, that is just horrendous right there. Horrendous. Oh, and over here, the shield wall push continues. The Elder Royal Council and Elder Knight Swordsman being completely ignored. Palace Guard also being committed here, but I assume are going to fare the same fate. Elder Council trying to throw their javelins. Elder Knight Archers being committed here, but the shield wall push will not stop. Oh my goodness. If I wasn't going to name it what Horsie called it, I would say the unstoppable shield wall push or something like that. But man, Shield wall pushes are not to be underestimated, especially by the Guardians of Thranduil. You can see there's like not even very many dead orcs here, and I mean when you look at the caliber of the units they're fighting against here, that just really proves on how insane the shield wall pushes are. I mean these are some very, very elite units, and they just got completely butchered and ignored like they weren't even there. Elder Royal Council down to 17. They probably only got like 4 kills with their swords anyway. They probably got a decent amount of kills with their bows. And now it looks like the final push of the attackers is coming in the form of 2 units, of which are Hammer Guard. Some Blackguard is here. It looks like, yeah, the Blackguard's here as well. And this is going to spell certain doom for the alliance of High Elves and Woodland Elves. Indeed, Woodland Elves. Oh my. I'm trying to get outside to see how much stuff they have left over. Oh my. What is happening here? These Guardians of Thranduil have taken to mountain climbing. And I think the High Elven General is still in here somewhere, because there hasn't been a notification of his death yet. They're just like throwing each other up in the air. I think I saw the High Elven General there in the air for a second. Yeah, I can see him getting up. There he is. Oh my, I don't know what's happening. They're just like all scaling the mountains and crap. I do not. Okay, there's another unit of Blackguard. Oh man. There's still Temple Inquisitors, Nazgul and stuff out here as well. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, now you can see the aftermath of that incredible shield wall push. Very few dead Urks and a lot of dead elves. Orcs. The last of the elves are now going down. So I'll go ahead and speed it up now. We'll take a look at the percentages. It wasn't super close there at the end, but that was mostly just because of the shield wall push. I feel like if they didn't do that shield wall push, it would have been much, much closer. But I still feel like the same result would have ensued. You see the Wood Elf General going down there. Thranduil has just fallen. I'm very surprised that the High Elven General is still alive. He's just getting banged on over there by the Guardians of Thranduil for quite some time, and he's still alive. There's actually still a couple Flawless Lords left, 3 to be exact. Catapult. Oh wait, no. What am I saying? There was one artillery. Oh, here he is. The one. The one. Oh, he's the last person in his unit. He's just getting shot to death. But he tanked like a million arrows right there. And he killed one man. I believe that was Horsie documenting defeat. But this general's not going to go down without a fight. He took out 1 Numerous Shadow Guard. There's 2. Let's see how many he can kill before he dies. He's getting stun locked. Getting stun locked. And oh no. He's not getting stun locked. He got another kill. He got 3. Come on, let's see how many kills he can get. He's got 3 so far. And there he goes. He got 3 kills. Sorry, dude. But, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. It was actually a very cool battle. So, big thank you to HorsieHawks YT who sent it to me. And a thank you to all the players who were involved. HorsieHawks YT getting 2,713 kills. High Elves got 3,378. And the most kills for the attackers went to General WVPM, getting 978 kills. Which is not surprising at all because the Elves, of course, do not have that many men deployed. You can see they both just barely got over 1,400 men deployed. The defenders did make a number of mistakes, but I feel really what they just did wrong. I feel like the main mistake was that in their army comps. I feel that if they might have gone for a little less quality, a little bit more quantity, especially that of the High Elves, they might have been able to pull it off, but I don't know. The money might have been... It might have been a little bit more balanced if the money was a little bit less, but we'll see what the exact kills were. 28 for the Hiryalang, 170 for them. Poor Woodland Patrol were taking it very quickly. 464 kills for that unit of Hiryalang. I'm assuming that was the unit that was fighting all the Orc fodder and Snaga Stalkers, so that's cool. Elder Palace Guard only getting 112. Very, well, it actually is surprising, but then again, they were pushed very quickly. Elder... Where's the other unit? Javelins did okay. Foresters of Haleth got 358 kills. Elder Royal Council getting 267. But again, that was mostly, I assume, with their bows. They didn't get really any kills with their swords. Elder Kingsguard getting 228 or 225. So yeah, very cool battle. I hope you guys do I do guys hope, oh my gosh, I cannot speak. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you didn't, just tell me what I did wrong, and I will be sure to fix it for the next episode. I'm hoping to upload a little bit more frequently, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. There's not a whole lot of busyness going to be happening here on after, mostly because most of the holiday and New Year stuff is over by now. So, that's pretty much it. So, farewell wherever you fare, till your Armies receive you at your journey's end.